Yes, it's Philly here, and I just wanted to talk about the reality of working as a graphic designer within design agencies today. So one thing is, when you're at university, you work on all this amazing work, you have a lot more freedom, you may do freelance work for friends, maybe you have friends that have clothing brands, or they might make music and they need artwork for it. And it's so fresh and exciting. You feel like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get a design job and, carry on working with all these cool brands. And actually, from my experience and the design roles that I've had, it's been a lot different. And this would be a good opportunity to hopefully give you an insight and a bit of preparation, because university doesn't actually prepare you for working in a real design studio and the types of work and responsibilities that you may have to deal with. So design is a small part of your responsibility when joining a design agency. I've had the experience of working within small, medium, large agencies, and to be honest, they kind of are similar in terms of responsibility wise. So, for example, yes, you're going to design probably about 50% of the time. You're going to do meetings with your team. You're going to have client meetings. You're going to have to create presentation decks to showcase your ideas. You're not always going to be working on your own. You've got to work with other people. You've got to work on other people's projects, so you've got to jump into other people's files. You may have design amends from clients and you may not have even started that project, so you kind of got to jump in and help out. You may have to dock your time. There's just a whole load of responsibilities that you have to kind of manage, even to the point of file structures as well, because some agencies are different, and I would say that changes quite a lot depending on what sort of systems they use. So yeah, there's a lot more to it than just designing amazing things. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is being versatile, and what I've noticed over the years looking at different job descriptions, that you're expected to do a lot more as a designer. So for example, you could apply for a job for a branding agency that works on brand identity projects, brand campaigns, and you come in and you're not only going to do 2D, you're going to need to do animation, video, maybe 3D, web design. They're expecting more and more from designers, and I'd like to know what other people think actually, because I feel like when you're doing so many different things, it's really hard to create really good work. There's some agencies I've been at where I have an idea, I'm working on some 2D bits, but I'm also trying to think about the motion, but we have a really good motion designer in-house. I would be like, look, I have this idea, let's get you on it and bring it to life. And it's amazing the difference having a job where you can do that. But I feel like as time has gone on, you are expected to do a lot more. And I'd like to know what other people think, because that's something I really do struggle with. So this is just a bit of insight and preparation before you start your first design role. So this is a tough one to talk about, because this is something I struggle with, and that's feedback and criticism. And I always feel like it's an attack, or they're being, horrible. And that's just my issue, I think. And some designers are okay with it. And I read some things online actually, and people were saying about, look, you're just designing for a client, and it's about detaching yourself from that and just thinking it's not for you, it's for the client. And you may work with a team that have a bit more insight into that brand, so they're just suggesting, or we might think the client might think this, and they're just trying to help. So don't take it personal or as an attack, just use it as fuel to learn and grow as a designer, and understanding those clients that you may be working with. So yeah, highly recommend, just don't take things personal. And also sometimes a client will come back with ridiculous amends and you're like, what the hell, this looks terrible now. If that's the case, always do what the client wants, obviously, but then do your new version and explain why your version is going to work better than what they're proposing. Sometimes it won't go your way, but sometimes it will. So the overview of what we've spoken about is design is only a small part of the role, and I hope that insight will kind of prepare you for what's expected when you join your first design studio. Being versatile, being prepared to work on multiple different areas of design. So again, try and dabble in different areas of design: motion, video, 3D. You don't have to know it all, but if you're someone that can do that, great. I would definitely just dip your toe into them, because when you're working in that environment, you're going to learn. And I hope the whole thing about feedback and criticism can help when you're working in an environment where there's criticism, feedback being thrown at you, and being able to just step away and be like, right, this is for the client, and I need to detach myself and not take it personally, because otherwise it will eat you up, it will knock your confidence, but it's not an attack. So yeah, work on it if you do struggle with it, but if you don't struggle with it, that's amazing. So yeah, I hope this has been helpful, and if there's anything I missed or you want to know, drop me a message. Yeah, I wish you all the best, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Take it easy.